I should share this everywhere, but that's fine.
Wait, no, I don't. I'm done.
Okay. Well,
That's a
anyways.
person who sounds like
Oh
person on a
God,
different Twitch stream.
that's funny. Um,
He's just playing chess. Playing chess against himself, it looks. I don't know.
all right. Well,
One of those
anyways,
two.
we're live now. So
Really, I don't even see us yet.
no,
I don't see you.
it might take a minute, but yeah,
Oh, dang.
we're live. Um,
Cool.
yeah, this is episode 0 of the podcast that we're doing.
Yeah.
Episode 0 because we're still working out some things, trying to figure out what we're even doing.
Like how to
Um,
stream.
yep. Yeah, because streaming it live is a little different, obviously, than just recording it and cutting here and there.
Yeah.
But we're basically going over gaming news every week, indefinitely. Um, for now, it's just the two of us. I'm Zemus,
I'm Cheatar.
and is that how you want your name to be pronounced?
Cheatar?
Cheatar.
I don't know. I mean, it's like a
I'm just
guitar.
kidding. I know.
It's a
Yeah,
dumb Homes
yeah,
Runner thing.
that's true.
Cheatar, cheater.
Zemus and Cheatar.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. But anyways, and I gotta stress, just a casual discussion. For some reason, that's bothering me that we're gonna get people like, you're well, it's fine with right comments, right messages if we're wrong about something. 100%. There's nothing worse than going back and listening to a show you've made and you screwed up or you were completely wrong about something, because you can't really edit, once it's out there. So I'm all about
Yeah.
people obviously writing in and correcting us on stuff, but
Constructive criticism.
yes,
Don't be a jerk.
yes. Yeah, true. Especially on the YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's so easy just to write a comment. Just write a decent constructive comment. But I want to start off with like right away or as soon as we can within the first couple minutes. We've moved 2 minutes, so is what games we're playing. I think that is obviously important week to week.
Yeah.
I don't know about you as far as uh, like you were already writing down what games you were playing, so I don't know if you play tons of games week to week or if it's the same game week after week.
Um. Yes and no. So it depends, really. I pretty much just play random things. Just pick up things again and just like play it for
That's
maybe
kind of what I do
10
too.
minutes, and then I'll be like, "Oh no, I don't want to play Sonic. I'm gonna play this Celeste again or something else like that." Like I'll just replay games again because I feel like doing that instead of playing something new.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
literally in the same boat. I go back to old games all the time. Like actually, literally, I'm playing Final Fantasy 1 right now,
hmm,
or lately. Uh, Obviously, live. You've seen it. Been playing through the entire thing live on Twitch,
yeah,
and that's been amazing.
yeah.
What have you been playing lately?
So things I've been playing lately. When was the last time I streamed that wasn't yesterday? Maybe a few weeks
That
ago.
was
I was
yesterday, I think, right?
playing. Well, yeah, but
Yeah. Okay.
besides yesterday.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
A few weeks ago, I was playing Ace Attorney
Oh
whenever
yeah.
that came out, and I was going through that and just trying to make that a streaming game because I just want to find things that are long and are interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
And the more I was playing Ace Attorney through stream, the more I realized I don't want to play this while streaming, so I
Really?
gave that up. I like the game a lot. It's just the issue is one, it's kind of like a VN text adventure type thing. So in order to make it interesting, I would have to read all of the
Oh yeah.
voices and stuff, and I don't want to do that. I just want to get through this fast and have fun with the
How long?
trials and all
And there's
that.
3 games in that collection.
There's 3 games, and like each game has maybe like 6 chapters, and each chapter can range like, I don't know. I forget how far I am right now. I'm on chapter 2/3, depending on if you count the tutorial as its actual thing or not.
Is it a separate
But
story? The
It's
tutorial?
all the same. It's just I
Oops.
the tutorial's so quick
Oh,
because you don't for the tutorial it's only um in like the court scene,
okay. I've never played it, so I
but
don't.
in the
Yeah,
other
I know.
chapters like you actually go invest and just like find clues, talk to witnesses beforehand, and
Okay.
gather all the evidence that you need. Um,
It actually sounds like I thought of this the other day. It actually kind of sounds like something I might be interested in. I'm just
mhm.
so that means since I'm not sure, that means I'll wait for a sale, like something
Yeah,
cheap that can't really pass it up, and I'll get it on Switch because it's just easier to play on there.
yeah, it's
Um,
awesome on Switch.
yeah,
So yeah, like yeah, I played some more of that actually earlier today. I decided, okay, I am done streaming this game. I'm just gonna play this on my own. I'm still enjoying it. I'm enjoying it as much as I was before. It's
right.
just I it's a Switch game. I want to play it wherever I am. I want to play it in bed. I don't want to
Yeah,
do this allotted time here to stream this. Um,
I'm finding that with Switch games or just having a Switch in general, because I just bought one like a few months ago, or well, I guess it's a little more than that now, but January, I think.
oh wow,
And
yeah,
yeah, yeah, time flies. Wow. Actually, I
yeah.
think it
Oh,
was December, late December, actually, like really late December. But
I think you're right. I think it was December.
yeah, man, just time flies. But I find I want everything on that now, on Switch. If it's on both, I'll buy it on Switch.
Yeah,
Um, because like, why
and
not?
it's portable.
Yeah, and or on my TV. And it depends on the games. Obviously, like I mean, if it's a if it's going to be better on PS4 significantly, which I don't think there's any games that are on both that would be way better. Maybe Mortal Kombat is the newest
Mhm.
one that's somehow on both, but
Yeah,
um, I don't know if there's other ones. I'm sure there is, but I can't think of anything like that you can get on both that are new games that's just
I
better on PS4.
mean,
But it's mostly indie stuff that's shared between the two.
well, that there's a Fate Extella that came out on both. I'm sure that
Oh,
the PS4 version's better.
and that Hellblade game too just came out on Switch.
That's true.
Um, I forgot about that
Yeah.
actually. I should have put that in the show notes, but not that I have much to say about it. I never played it, but I heard it's actually pretty good on Switch.
Oh, okay.
Like
That's good
it's
to hear.
noticeably different, or because the I do know the cutscenes aren't in real time now. They're like it's
Okay.
like a video, so the cutscenes are way higher quality. But I
Hmm.
guess it's still amazing and it's still the same experience. So
Okay.
so that's cool. Not that I'm not gonna play it or nothing. I don't think I heard it's great, but I don't think it's my kind of thing.
Hmm.
Um, but anyways, and you were playing Sonic recently too, right?
Yes,
Was
I
that
was
just a
playing
thing?
Sonic Mania Plus. It was just something I was just randomly one of my random
Gotcha.
games where I was just like, what's a fun game that I enjoy a lot and I know I'm good at
Right.
and I can just kind of breeze through on a stream. So I decided Sonic Mania. So I just played the Sonic Tales version and got pretty far. Right, I want to say over halfway through.
Oh wow. Okay. That's the Sonic that
Um,
everybody loved, right?
yes, it came
Yeah.
out 2 years ago. I want
Oh,
to say.
jeez. That long ago, eh?
Yeah, I think so.
Was there DLC for it?
Yeah, yeah. So last year was the DLC. Last year added the plus to Sonic Mania,
Oh,
and so that came with the two characters. There's the flying squirrel and the other thing.
the other thing.
Not I forget what he is. Is he armadillo? I think.
I have
I
no
think he's an
idea.
armadillo.
But the one
Anyway,
thing when I saw you streaming it, first thing I noticed was I thought you were streaming, or I thought it. Okay, I don't know what comes in Sonic Mania. I kind of thought it was like Sonic 1 and 2, obviously not 3, but because they never re-released 3. But
yeah.
I thought it was Sonic 1 and 2, and then like new levels for them or something. Because it just looks like Sonic 1 that you're
Yes.
playing.
So yeah, depending on where you're watching. Yeah, so Sonic Mania is kind of a love letter to all the 2D Sonic games
Yeah.
where it just takes levels
Oh, so
that
it is the original levels and stuff.
it is and it isn't. Like the
Oh, okay.
first act 1 tends to be pretty much um faithful to however it was in the game. And then
That's
act
cool.
2 is a completely different level and it has a remixed version of the song
Oh,
and all these other things. But yeah, like there is an actual like story reason as why like Dr. Robotnik, Eggman, depending on where
yep.
you're at.
I've always
has
known him as
a
Robotnik, but I know the
oh
Eggman thing.
exactly,
Yeah.
Dr. Ivo Robotnik. Um, he has like a time stone gem thing, and that's why you're being transported to all like these older levels.
Right.
So like there are levels, yeah, from Sonic 1 is the first level, Green Hill Zone. Sonic 2, the Chemical Plant Zone was the second zone. There is one from Sonic CD even.
Oh, I loved Sonic CD.
Yeah.
I never owned a
And
Sega CD, but I had a neighbor that had it growing up and got to play that game. And I even okay, I'm old, so I even went over and brought like my ghetto blaster, my big stereo, and I
mhm,
recorded the entire soundtrack,
mm,
including that opening Sonic Boom song.
oh yeah.
Yeah, that game is so rad. But yeah,
Yeah, I had it on PC when I was growing up.
uh,
I didn't have like a Genesis or anything. I was a Nintendo kid until
yeah,
PS2.
same here. Yeah,
Um, and I had Sonic 3 Knuckles on like a I don't know PC game, and then I also had Sonic CD. But the cool thing about the Sonic CD CD-ROM was that it was actually a regular music CD as well.
oh,
So
really?
I found that out just like
Oh, maybe that's how I recorded all the soundtrack.
yeah, because you can just put it into any
Well, actually,
music player and it just plays it.
does the Sega CD have a music player? Probably,
It might,
because that's probably how I did it then. Because I mean,
yeah.
PlayStation did, so I assume. Well, who knows?
Hmm.
Um, as far as me, what games I'm playing, I mentioned Final Fantasy One. I'm kind of actually towards the end of that already,
Hmm.
and then I want to play 2 and 3 on stream. But as far as like Switch, oh God, okay. I just thought the main game I'm playing on Switch, and it's funny because I just bought. Oh, I wish I could remember the name of it. Oh, Moonlighter.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? That game
No.
is kind of like a Zelda. It's a indie game. It plays kind of like Zelda, but it's roguelike. And you build a town, and you go into this dungeon, and there's like it's all random and stuff, but it's very difficult. Uh,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of this.
yeah, okay. Lots of loot and stuff, and lots of crafting and whatever, and super high production values as far as like visually, it looks amazing. Music's
Oh
super
yeah, it
good.
looks really good. I'm
Y-
looking at it right now.
Yeah, I bought it a few weeks ago, or a couple weeks ago on a flash, or it's not flash sale, but whatever, some Switch eShop sale,
Hmm.
and um, it's amazing. But I've barely played it
Hmm.
because, and this is, sucks to start the podcast with this because this is not who I am. A free to play game. I've been addicted to this free to play game, which is not at all what I do. But Gem, and it's a horrible name too. Whenever I say it, it feels dirty, but it's actually an amazing game. It's from the Puzzle Quest people, but it's called Gems of War.
Uh-huh.
It's a horrible, horrible name. It just screams free to play, but it is amazing. And it's not the usual free to play stuff. It doesn't feel free to play. I would have paid $10 for what's in the game right now.
Yeah.
Because it's an RPG. Reminds me of Magic the Gathering a bit, where you match gems to build up your mana, spend it on spells,
Hmm.
and you have characters that you bring in your party and stuff, equipment, and there's like online guild stuff and PvP, but it's like not live PvP. You
Hmm.
play other people's teams and get points and stuff like that, and help your guild level up and all this stuff. I'm just playing it so much. Like I love that match 3 RPG kind of stuff. You get tons of currency, you get more than enough cards. I've never once even thought about spending real money. Like I don't know why anybody would, honestly.
Yeah.
It's not the kind of free to play where you're like waiting. Um, like, oh, I ran
Travis
out of
rules.
stamina, or I have to play 100 matches in order to level up or get anything.
Hmm.
It's none of that whatsoever, like at all. Thankfully, but I am addicted to that. I know it's been on PS4 for a long time, but it just came to Switch. If you're into that at all, like if you love Puzzle Quest, this is Puzzle Quest and then some. That's really pretty too. Music's
Okay.
great. It's fantastic. So I've been playing that on Switch more than anything.
Cool.
I mean, I bought Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle like a month or so ago. I barely even touched that.
Mm.
I wish I didn't, because it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
But I have tons of stuff on Switch, but I'm only playing that one. But on PS4, just Final Fantasy 14 I resubbed a few weeks ago, but I haven't been playing it lately. I don't know if I'm gonna continue with it. Other than
Hmm.
that, I think that's about it. Anything else you're playing to finish up?
Um. The other couple things I'm playing will pertain to later news stories if we talk to them.
Yep.
Otherwise, Ding Dong XL. I
Oh,
played some of
right.
that.
Yeah, I haven't bought that
Um,
yet.
it's only 99 cents
Yeah,
American, so like
yeah.
it's very good.
So who
I
knows what
just
it
use
is Canadian. So I'll
my
if
coins.
I'm gonna try my best to mention American prices for stuff, but
Yeah.
obviously I don't always have access to them. Like if I go to, I was like, oh, Amazon has a sale, and this is $100. I'm like, I don't know what it is US, but I can guess. But I can know that's why you're here too. I guess you can always we can talk about it
Yeah, I can
beforehand. And,
always talk about it or look it
yeah,
up or
and
whatever.
I got an idea,
Um,
so I can always say, like we'll talk about it later maybe, the Xbox thing where it's like
oh yeah.
249. Well, it's 299 in Canada, but I know it's 249. Like I can't see it
Yeah.
anywhere on my prices, but anyways, yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's the only other thing I've been playing that won't pertain to later news
Sure.
stories.
Okay, then we'll move on to I want to go over new releases just quickly.
Sure.
Not that we're following every new release or anything, but I have um I just wrote a list of things that people are talking about.
Yeah.
And I know one of them you were playing, I think, but we can start with that. Cuphead on Switch. Weren't you playing
I
that?
actually just downloaded that like while we were talking.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
'Cause I was thinking, did that come out like 2 or 3 weeks ago? Because everybody was talking about it a while ago, and I'm like,
Maybe.
maybe it's old
So,
news, but I don't know. But I know you were playing it, so you might have something to say about that.
I mean, I played it on Xbox One when it first came
Oh,
out.
okay.
So, full disclosure, um, feels weird saying that. I was provided the code for free
Oh,
from a friend
look at you.
who got it for free from
That's why you're on the show.
their
You
work.
got all the connections.
From their work, he had like three
Mm,
codes for Xbox like a few years
awesome.
ago, whenever that came out.
That's cool.
So take my opinion with a grain of salt. But I really do enjoy the game. It's a hard but rewarding and doable. All those words meld together.
I
Make
don't know.
Cuphead.
Doable. You sure? You sure that's the case?
I beat it.
Oh, okay. I know doable for you, but I mean, you're playing
I mean, I beat
Sekiro over there
Celeste, I guess.
and Celeste and yeah.
I gave up on Celeste. I
Oh,
can't do those gold
yeah, but
struggles.
you gave up after you finished all the other modes and everything.
I guess.
So it's.
But yeah, Cuphead's really cool. They introduced some new things in it. It's visually brighter, it looks.
Oh, I heard about that. I totally forgot about that. That
And you
visually it's
can
different.
also see man now instead of just being stuck as Cuphead. I've never played
Oh,
it.
switch characters. Okay.
Yeah, so I've never played it co-op because I don't have friends. But
Sure. It's
I'll have
online too,
local.
right? I assume.
It's all local.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah, it's
surprising.
local co-op. Yeah, or at least that's how it was on Xbox One PC. Um, who knows about Switch? Or they might update that because the new update comes out maybe this year,
Oh,
where
okay.
there's a new playable character. It's the Chalice lady.
Oh, I thought wasn't there Mughead or something?
I mean, there's Cuphead, there's Mugman,
Mugman. Okay. I thought that was the new
and
character, but
they're
what
the
do I know?
two that are just in the game in general.
Oh, okay.
But then there's a DLC that was announced last year that was supposed to come out this year, where it has a new character, there's a new island, and like other things.
Cool.
But yeah, it's a fun game. I'm looking forward to playing it on my Switch. I'm looking forward to losing. I mean, I beat it before.
Are you gonna stream it?
Huh?
Are you gonna stream it?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Maybe. Depends on if my computer can take that blast processing like
Right.
We'll
Oh,
see.
that's true. That's true. You were having some problems, weren't you?
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, people want to see it.
Cool.
Maybe I ain't doing well enough. We'll see.
And then okay, I'll say something quick about Dragon's Dogma. You ever played that? Because that's coming.
I played it
Switch.
on PS3.
Oh, well, there you go.
For a little bit, I liked it a lot, but then Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen came out, and I was mad that I couldn't just buy it as DLC, so I quit.
Right. Okay. So I got lucky then because I bought it on PS3, but I only heard about it when Dark Arisen came out. So I was lucky. So I went and bought it like right away or whatever once I found out what kind of game it was. It was like Shadow of the Colossus meets Dark Souls, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Especially at the time, or maybe it was Demon Souls because I don't know if Dark Souls was a thing when that came out. But yeah, I loved it on PS3. Played it to death with a friend too, or around the same time as a friend because you can't really co-op in it. But I remember the end game being amazing, where the whole community kind of fights a boss, and you whittle down the HP over time. like over days.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah. So anyways, Dragon's Dogma's out on Switch. I think it's out right now. Maybe tomorrow or something. But I didn't.
No, I believe it's out right now.
Oh, right now. Okay. Maybe Tuesday it came out
I'm
or
pretty
something.
sure it came out like I think it came out on Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay. So I really want to get it, but I don't want to pay full price again. I'm like, I'll wait. I already have it on PS4, so I already bought the
Isn't it a
remaster.
little cheaper?
Oh,
Or I mean, I guess Dark and Risen was like $40
I think I
compared to
just
when it
mean on
came out.
principle, like it's coming out at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
full
yeah,
price. I'll wait for a
yeah,
sale
yeah.
because I've already bought it twice. It's like I don't need another console
That's
to
fair.
play it on. If I wanted to play it, I just re-download it on PS4
Hmm.
because I already have the PS4 one too. So, and I barely played that. I beat it once and
Hmm.
then was done with it. But so there's that. I hope they make a sequel. That's another reason why I want to buy it
Oh, it's
because
cheaper. It's $30.
so probably 40 Canadian. That's actually pretty good. I'll still wait for a sale, but
Yeah.
but I'll wait for the first sale because if it's goes down to 30 or something, that's a steal. So
Hmm.
that's cool. Um, we don't have to talk about this much because I don't have much to say besides there's some new stuff. But Mortal Kombat 11 just came out. I don't know
Yeah.
if you care about that much.
I like fighting games. I don't like heavy fighting games, if that makes sense.
Explain
Um,
that to me.
Mortal Kombat, Injustice. I love DC, but
Oh, I think I know what you're
they
talking about.
they just
Yeah.
feel very heavy,
So
like
like
the
Soul
way that you
Calibur
play.
too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Can
like stuff
Blaze
like
Blue or Blaz
yeah,
Blue?
Blaze
Yep,
Blue.
I gotcha. Cool.
I don't know, Persona Fighting,
Right.
Marvel's Capcom, like stuff
Does
like
Street
that. It's
Fighter fall into
faster.
that?
Yeah, yeah, it does.
Yeah, I figured. Gotcha. So less realistic, not based on physics and all that stuff as much.
Yeah, I don't know. I just yeah, I guess.
I think I get you. I get the distinction, but yeah, I don't care. I'm
It's
interested in as
slow.
far as the news and stuff, but I don't like. I've looked up reviews, and it seems people seem to be liking it well enough. It's on Switch, so that's cool.
Yeah, which is just the most interesting thing about it is that
Yeah,
it is on Switch and it actually runs well enough.
yeah, that's what I'm hearing too, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have too much to say about that. I wrote down SteamWorld Quest. I saw it's reviewing well. It's an RPG from the SteamWorld guys, which I think is really cool.
Okay.
I still have SteamWorld Heist on my Switch, and I've only
Uh-huh.
played maybe 10 hours of it, which is quite a bit, but I never beat it or nothing. I still might go
Is
back
that
to
the
it.
second one?
The third, well, there's SteamWorld Dig, SteamWorld Dig 2, and then
Okay.
SteamWorld Heist. I don't know
I've
if,
only played a bit of Dig.
yeah, me too. I bought it on PS4 and played a bunch, but never finished it or nothing. Never felt compelled to keep going.
I think it was a PlayStation Plus game on PS4
Oh,
at one
really?
point. Yeah.
I think I bought it just straight. I think it was only $10 or something, so maybe on
Mm.
sale or something. But yeah, and I just heard Heist was like a tactical RPG and all this, and it was on sale on Switch at some point. I've just been buying a lot of sales, stuff on sale on Switch. But anyways, that's all I got to say about that. It's so SteamWorld Quest seems like a RPG card game. Might
Mhm.
get it someday, but I just saw people liked it. So
Cool.
um, Final Fantasy X, 10-2, I think comes out or is out now.
I
Yeah,
think it's out now too.
it came out same time
Yeah,
as
it probably
Dragon's
came out on
Dogma probably.
Tuesday.
Yeah, Dogma same day. I'm definitely gonna buy that. But I'm actually thinking maybe I should get it on PS4 because it's easier to stream.
Yeah.
And since I'm going through all the Final Fantasies, I'd like to do that. And I haven't been through 10-2 in a very long time.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm buying a new game, like because I owned it on PS3 and it was like $30 when it first came out. This is before our
Mhm.
dollar got all crazy and everything, all the prices went up. But so buying it now at like $60, so many years later, I'm like, it doesn't feel worth it. So I'll wait. And now it's been on PS4 for a long time. I'm sure there's tons of
Yeah.
sales. Whenever it's on sale, I'd like to pick it up. So
I want to say I bought it 2 years ago for maybe $10,
see, yeah,
and
even 20, I would get it
I
Canadian.
tried playing it, and I was like, oh, I don't like this game anymore, and I
No?
sold it.
Oh no. Damn.
There's just a lot of issues with, at least with the first game,
Oh.
where there are a lot of cutscenes. I understand because it's a PS2 game. It's one of the, I don't know, bigger PS2 games, so they're just really trying to show the technology
Oh
and
yeah.
show how pretty it is. But there are a lot of parts about it, like when he's swimming away, like in the very beginning.
Yeah.
I wish I was playing that because I've been spoiled by games
Oh
now.
really? Okay. Okay. I got you.
So I don't know, I just felt like I was sitting and just
Sure.
watching stuff
Sure.
happen instead of actually playing it.
At
So if
least
they remade it and made like my little
I,
issues with it fixed, then I play it.
I don't think we're far enough away from it to even a remake. I don't know if would be that different as far as visually and stuff. It's not like
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII with the blocky characters and all that stuff. And now a remake would be night and day. But Blitzball though, I love Blitzball. Like I love the way it
Just
plays in
re-release that.
10. It's like an RP. It's still an RPG. It's still actiony, but not really. It still pauses, and you get to make choices, and so there's that. So I kind of wanna get that mainly for Blitzball. The 10-2 Blitzball is a little different and weird, but anyways, so there's that. And then I think that the big one is Days Gone, but honestly, I don't know if either of us have much to say about it.
Too many zombie games.
Yeah, I don't have much interest, but it might change my mind. But I figure it comes out in a couple days, right? So April
Yeah.
26th, I have it written down. Yeah, a couple days. I don't know if it's going to do anything for me. I don't know because I'm not hearing anything right now that makes me interested in playing it at all. So
Yeah, and then there's I don't think you have it in here because it was older news. But this is one of the first games that GameStop, at least in America, and is doing for their, I forget what it's called. It's like if you don't like it, something. You have 48 hours.
You can return it and get credit or something.
Yeah, you get full credit. You get $59.99 in store credit back if you trade it in.
Yeah, that's
2 days.
That's kind of cool, I guess. But they're kind of desperate over there, right?
Bad. Huh?
They're kind of desperate over there, eh?
Yeah, exactly. But it's also good and bad because I feel like it's going to create a new thing called like the GameStop challenge where you just try to beat a game under 2 days.
Yeah.
And then just return it.
Nothing wrong. That's on GameStop though, not, I maybe it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Developers still get their money, so it's, well, sort of. I guess the resales they don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if, like, even soon, if there's just news that GameStop's going away. It's like, we saw that coming for how many years? They've been trying. But I think that's it for releases that I can think of anyway.
Yep, same here.
Is there any? Well, I can think of one that you probably want to jump to, but any of the news you want to jump to? If you want to pick one, I figure we can go. I didn't mention this in the pre-show thing. We can probably go back and forth. Like you pick a topic, and then I'll just pick something random to bring up, and then I'll ask you what you want to do next, and so on.
Okay. I guess let's jump to the Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Oh, I just moved stuff over. Hang on. I messed
it's okay.
up on the screen.
Yeah, we can still scroll through. Don't worry about it.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, here, I can bring up that's something I could bring up on the screen here. Not that one. We want Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, the link for
it. Yeah, at least to put it up on the screen for a minute.
Yeah.
Cool.
Aha. All right, so so this kind of just dropped.
Yeah, there was nothing. There was no hint of this, right? Because you told me first the other day, and I was like, oh, I didn't hear any of this on other news shows or nothing.
Yeah, so like there was a tweet, I think it was yesterday or a couple days ago, where they're just like, hey, critical mode's gonna happen. Okay. And then yesterday they're just like, hey, critical mode's gonna be a little bit different, and it's gonna be available today at, I don't know, 10 p.m. Eastern time.
Jeez.
So I waited and waited, just kept hitting refresh, and then eventually it popped up at like 10:15. But
is there 2 updates? 1.04 and 1.05? Weird.
Yep.
And they dropped at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the first time I've ever seen that, I think. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, which was very weird. I think it's probably 0.05 was an afterthought that just made it easier for critical mode. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, what do you think of it?
Critical mode is a thing. Yeah. It's very, very hard.
Oh yeah, you get on the tutorial fight, right? You're having trouble?
Yeah, I was having a lot of trouble on the tutorial fight. So the enemies are a little bit smarter.
That's good. That's always good.
I think. The same health.
Okay.
As your health and MP are just halved.
Okay.
And they do a little bit more damage, but not enough.
But it still makes it that much more difficult?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially tutorial fight, because you don't have any healing spells. You don't have Cure, Curaga, whatever. You also don't have any potions.
Gotcha.
So I just had to like dodge.
Just to kind of relate, because I don't play Kingdom Hearts, just to be clear, or whatever. Well, I have played the first one a couple years ago. I played through most of it, but just to see what it was about and all that. But it reminds me actually, and stay with me here, whatever. The Final Fantasy one that I've been playing, which is very difficult. But as you play, and where I'm at now, I'm finding it a lot easier. Besides the instant kill randomness, because I have so many items at my disposal, so many spells, I can build my strategy, and I feel almost invincible. In certain respects, but so obviously where the beginning's a lot tougher, but once you start being able to customize your character and get advantages, it'll be easier, right, for Kingdom Hearts?
I would hope so. So like that's a good thing. I ended up migrating my stuff over. So yeah, the 0.05 update was quote unquote New Game Plus, where you can bring your Keyblades over.
Okay.
I kind of regret starting New Game Plus now.
You can't go back.
I can go back and just play my Proud Mode save again.
Right.
But the issue is now that I know that I can bring everything over, I might just go and try to complete my Proud Mode and platinum that,
Cool.
or something, and bring over and like the best Keyblade, like the Ultima weapon.
Right.
I think it's called the Ultima weapon. I think it always is.
I think it is because I literally remember when Steph, our friend Steph, was streaming it. I was going through the trophies before she played it or before she got too far. I was like, let me read the trophies and see. I don't want you. She didn't want to read it because she didn't want to be spoiled. And I remember specifically seeing the final weapon trophy thing was like Ultima weapon trophy or whatever. So that's why I assume it's Ultima weapon.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so now I kind of regret starting critical mode. I'd rather just have that because it's really powerful.
Let's go through the updates and mention what's added on the if you have the page open. If you don't, I can read it.
Yes, I do.
Okay. With 1.04, yeah.
Yeah, I can start reading those off, I guess. So 1.04, critical mode has been added, and there are some new abilities that come along with that. So there's a new critical counterattack. There's a critical guard. There's a critical. I don't know. There are a few just critical only.
You don't have them
abilities that popped up, and they're already unlocked.
Oh wow!
So
okay.
Immediately, so they give you the ability to. I forget exactly what that's called, but like a reversal kind of. I don't like when you're hit and you can't move, but then if you hit circle, you're back up.
Gotcha.
So just a quick little like revival thing. So that's one of the main abilities, which is very good to have in the beginning because otherwise you're just gonna be hit and stunned and dead.
Yeah,
and some enemy behavior change.
That's the AI stuff you were talking about.
Sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, AIs seem to play a little bit differently.
Is that throughout the entire game or just critical mode? It doesn't specify. But...
I'm pretty sure it's the entire game.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. But I've just noticed in critical mode in general, like they are smarter.
Cool.
I don't know what this is.
You can check frozen slider minigame treasure from the mobile portal.
That makes sense.
Or at the results screen.
Okay, cool. I guess there might be like exclusive treasure that's in that minigame. I don't think I ever played that minigame.
Oh, okay. Is a gummy phone minigame?
No, it's an actual like thing in the Frozen.
It says I just going by what it says on the. It says gummy phone in quotes.
The mobile portal I guess is the gummy phone. Like you look it up in the results screen in your gummy phone.
Oh, I gotcha. Now that makes sense. Okay.
Instead of your journal, you have a phone now.
Right.
Because you're a cool.
Yeah, modern
hipster kid.
Yeah.
Like
Link. Link did the same thing.
That's true. Synthesis items you've already synthesized will have check marks on Google Shop, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's
because it was very annoying trying to synthesize everything.
Right.
And being like, have I done this one already? I don't think so. We'll see.
Is that for a trophy? Like, why would you want to know? I mean, I like that addition, but is it for a trophy to like? Do you need the check mark to kind of check what you've made? Okay.
But so you need it for trophy. You need it for when you synthesize, you can get better weapons.
Oh.
As well. So like this is how you one of the ways that you get like the Ultima weapon.
Okay.
Because I believe I got like Goofy's best shield through the synthesize. I can't say words.
That's okay.
Synthesis. There we go.
Yeah, that's cool
But
though.
yeah, like it's easier to just keep track of that stuff.
Yeah,
Game help messages added. It's probably just more tutorial stuff.
yeah. Maybe
Various
for the
bug
new
fix.
abilities or something.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
bug fixes. Yeah.
let's see. So yeah, 1.05 was the quote unquote new game plus, where you can bring over all your keyblades from your cleared save data, but it has to be a cleared save.
Oh.
Like you actually have
Oh
to
yeah,
beat
yeah,
the
yeah. And then it asks you to save it during the credits or something at the end.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So like it'll show you all your cleared saves.
Yeah.
and
That
you can
reminds me
choose from
of
which one.
and I'm gonna probably this whole podcast talk about old games all the time, but that's just who I am. Parasite Eve on PS1 had that. When you beat the game, you save, and it saves your gun and you have gun and one body armor that you've upgraded throughout the game, and it saves your gun and your body armor to carry over to a new game, and I'm pretty sure that's all that carried over. But that's cool. And besides that, New Game Plus unlocks an end game thing and all this stuff too. So
Yeah.
but anyways, that's an old game. Um, so that was pretty cool at the time that they allowed you to do that because many games didn't, right? Just the Chrono Trigger, I think, was what was the first.
I think so.
Not including PC stuff. There's a million PC games I'm sure that maybe did that, especially RPGs and stuff. Maybe I'm not sure, but it's way too many PC games to keep track of to say that Chrono Trigger was the first game to ever do it. But for me, it was anyway.
I mean, there's Minesweeper. There's Hover.
Yeah. Yeah.
But let's see.
And then one
photo change.
Yeah.
I don't know what they've changed in that yet. I know that you can store more photos, which is cool because you could only store so many.
Cool.
I think you were limited to 100 last time.
I think Final Fantasy 15 did that too. Speaking of Square, when that came out, there was a limit to how many photos, and it was kind of annoying. And then they increased it later with a patch. I could be wrong, but
well, because you have to take photos of these Mickey emblems, and there's so many of them in the game.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, true.
So, and it takes a slot for your photos.
And again, okay, here we go again with the old games thing. Final Fantasy 9 had the most annoying thing. If you're trying to go through the games and collect and get everything, did you play 9 at all? Final Fantasy 9?
Nope.
Okay.
I have not.
But you know there's a card game, obviously, right? Like Final Fantasy 8. And it's a little different in 9. But you can only carry 100 cards in 9. And what sucks most about that is there's only 100 cards in the game. So when you get towards, let's say you get 80 cards and then 90 cards or whatever, and you're going towards that 100, every time you win a match, you got to pick a card you win. Well, it doesn't mean they're going to play the card that you want or whatever. So when you get to like 98 and you win a game, and then you win another game and you get 2 cards, you have to go into your inventory, delete those 2 cards so that you can play another game. So when you get to that 99 and you're playing a game and you win and you have to grab a wrong card, you go back to your inventory, delete that 1 card, then play again because you can only carry freaking 100 cards. That sucks. But anyways, obviously they couldn't patch that back then. So this similar kind of thing, because there's emblems. If there was only 100 things, you'd probably have to go in and delete a bunch of images every once in a while.
Yeah, because I want to say there's 70-something emblems in the whole game.
There you go. So it's the same kind of idea. But at least they can patch games now. So that's an awesome fix. That's double the photos, right? Assuming it was 100 before. So that sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's fun.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about Kingdom Hearts 3?
It's hard now.
Yeah.
I complained.
That's your
they
thing.
Listened.
That's you're probably all about that. So
Kingdom Hearts Proud Mode was very easy. Like I know I complained about the final boss, how I kept dying to it.
And that's quote unquote easy. I mean, I would never be able to do it. I'm sure most people don't.
I don't know. Like honestly, everyone's been saying even as well. Like this Proud Mode feels like normal mode.
Right. Well,
like in the
all
older
right.
games.
Maybe the AI fix in general will make that different though. Playing through on Proud for someone the first time. Like if I picked it up, maybe it would be. And maybe they're making it easier. I mean, it is. I don't want to say it's not a kids game, but like it's an all ages game. That's a better way to put it. But
I think it's like E10.
Right.
Like,
so there you go. So maybe they're trying to do that, make it more mainstream, especially not knowing how it was going to sell, which we'll get to in a second.
Yes.
But and just like let's not go too crazy. Although I guess they have multiple difficulties, so kids might, young people or people that just want an easier experience, a casual experience, might put it on the lower one anyway. But anyways, it's just cool that they're adding a new one though for the people that want that. So I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Free added content and updates. That's my thing. Like that's one of the reasons I go back to old games all the time. Is because they get an update and I'm like, I got to check out that update because it adds a bunch of new content or whatever.
Yeah.
it's just added value to games I've already purchased. You know, that's so cool. Um, all right, we can move on. I want to move on to the. I even wrote a note in there. Nintendo Switch outsells other consoles.
All right.
Just down a little bit. And because, yeah, this kind of affects the Kingdom Hearts thing. Because I'll start with that. I do have a link. Let me see. Do I have the link on my? Yes, I do. I have a GameSpot link. Switch outsells PS4 and Xbox One in March, which I think has been a trend for a year now, or at least late last year. It was every month is like Switch outsells everything else.
Yeah.
I think that's been consistent. Um, but yeah, I had Kingdom Hearts news in here too, didn't I?
It was on the Kingdom Hearts thing.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
It was
Let me go
underneath
back
it.
because I do want to read that. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 is the best-selling game of 2019.
So far.
Yeah, true. But when did it come out?
January, was it
Okay,
January 30th or
so
January 29th?
it was late January, but still, yeah,
It's
that's
like the
pretty cool. Cause
day before my birthday. Yeah,
yeah,
29th.
what are some big games that came out? Because like there's Anthem, which I know had the whole debacle and things, but still, I assume that would have been huge. These big multiplayer things, you know. Obviously Division 2, and that's had all but
Yes.
positive stuff. So, but that's still new. So maybe we'll find out next month. That's the number one game or something. But obviously
Yeah, who
Sekiro,
knows?
but
I mean,
that's kind of
also,
yeah,
also though, just with Kingdom Hearts, yeah, I guess same thing with Sekiro. Um, they are multi-platform.
right.
I mean, I guess all these are multi-platform, but
Yeah,
like that's a big deal for Kingdom Hearts
yeah,
because they've always been
true.
either for the main ones at least they've always been on Sony,
Right.
excluding 3DS Dream Drop, which I mean I guess is on Sony now too through the 2.8 collection. Um, but yeah, it's pretty much only been Sony. So now to have it available on Xbox One, that opens up a whole nother can of worms where people can grab it there.
Yeah,
So that's
that's
probably
true.
just inflating numbers that way.
Yeah,
Because I was a PS2 kid, and after PS2, I got an Xbox 360. So I didn't get a PS3 until a year before the PS4 came out, and I got a PS4 at launch. But
yeah, yeah. I got mine like a
uh,
year after launch, roughly.
yeah, so like I bet a lot of the people are so split in between the consoles that it made sense for them to release them on both systems.
Right. Yeah,
That fan base is huge.
for
So
sure. Yeah, I honestly I had no idea if it was going to be because it's been so long since Kingdom Hearts 2, and the other like handheld ones and stuff.
mhm.
Um, I had no expectations. I was like, I hope it does great because I love obviously Square properties, especially big ones like that are beloved. I just want everyone to be happy with that stuff, you know. Even though I'm
Yeah,
not a fan or whatever, mainly just because the Disney stuff I didn't grow up with. So half the stuff I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan, but especially the older stuff in that, which obviously Kingdom Hearts 3 doesn't have as much um, as the older ones, but they went hard with the Disney. But
yeah,
yeah, so the Disney stuff just doesn't do it for me. It's just like I have no nostalgia for it, so that's the main reason why I'm not into it. Gameplay, I love action RPGs and all that, but and the
mhm.
visual style's nice and um, high production values, obviously.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a great game. I don't know why people are hating on. Actually, I do know why people hate on it.
but
Because
just
they've
because
only played
it's
Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2,
sure, yeah, it is
and that's it.
convoluted and whatever, but it's a video game. It's just have fun with it. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know,
it's
um,
nostalgic glasses as well.
for
But
sure.
anyway,
But yeah, basically I just wanted to go down the top 20 games. Is this just for March? Yeah, for March. I'm not gonna go through all of them, obviously, but I want to pick out a few.
mhm.
Um, and I wanted to talk just briefly about the first two, anyway. Um, and also number eight. If you, I don't know if you have this link, but number eight's not
uh,
surprising, and it's something people have talked about for years now, but it's kind of funny. Um, oh, and
I
number
have the
11 too.
link. I'm trying to click on it.
Doesn't matter, but I can read them out too. But number one
Okay.
is the Division 2.
I
As
can
far
see them
as
on the stream.
number one games, yeah. Oh, true. As far as games, number one
Okay.
is the Division 2. Do you have any interest in Division at all?
My older sister's trying to make me get it. It recently got on sale, $10 off, so it's
Right.
50 now.
That's cool.
It looks fine. I just don't play online games.
Yeah, I'm not big on the online only game, but this is a single player game too, just like the first one, I believe. with a story
Yes,
and
you
it's
can.
yeah.
You're still technically online
But I mean,
as
without
well.
subscribing to like PlayStation Plus or whatever, I'm pretty sure I can just grab it whenever and not have to
I
worry about
think you
that
still
stuff.
need PlayStation Plus.
Well, you didn't for the first one, so I just
You
kind of
didn't?
no,
I thought you
because
did.
I've bought it and played through it a ton.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and
Maybe you need an Xbox
you
Live.
still see people in the I believe in the Division 2. You just can't party with them or do content
Okay.
together, but you still see them running around in the hubs and stuff. I believe. But I know you can play it single player for sure because that's how I did it mostly. So I assume the second one's the same. I might have even looked that up. I would have remembered if because I would have blocked it on my mind like because I don't always subscribe to PS Plus. So I should make that clear. I'm kind of back and forth on it. I grab it here and there. I never know how long. I'm always uh, stressed isn't the right word, but I'm always like I'll say stressed, whatever. Stressed about either my console dying or my TV dying. So I don't like subscribing for like months at a time or a year because then also because I just feel like I'll subscribe for a year and then in a month my PlayStation will die and I'll waste a bunch of that. And it's like I could have bought something else. And for that money, since subscription's like $80 a year here in Canada, I'd rather buy a new game for that.
Yeah.
So it's like whenever I have the money for it, it's like there's always a new game. So but I'll get a month here and there if I, play a game with other people or like when I was playing Monster Hunter, I had a bunch of PS Plus for that. But yeah, I'm just not big on the online only type games. And Division 2 is focused on online. I think it's probably the first one I had trouble. It's really difficult by yourself after a while. I'm sure the second one's the same way, better with friends. Um, so I'm probably not going to buy it, but maybe someday.
Okay.
But yeah, and number 2 is Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice.
Makes sense.
Yeah, which I know you've played
Yeah.
extensively, I think. I don't know if you're still playing it or.
I've dropped it because I accidentally killed a merchant.
Oh, and that's a permanent thing.
Yep.
Oh boy. But you can still continue and keep enjoying yourself, right?
I can. I'm just upset about it, so I kind of quit for a bit. If you hear sirens, the sirens are on my end. So FYI.
Awesome. That's funny. And I thought this was actually cool because I'm not a big sports guy. I mean, I love NHL, but that's it. But number 3 is MLB 19, the show.
Yeah.
For top selling in March, whatever. That's surprising to me. For one, it's PS4 exclusive.
Yeah.
But it is the only baseball game, I think. So maybe that's
It
why.
is.
That's
Yeah,
probably why
because
then. But
2K doesn't do it anymore. They haven't done
yeah,
it in quite a while.
So bravo to them. I think that's pretty cool. I'm all about the exclusives, so I think that's cool. I'm going down the list. GTA 5, number 8, still on there.
It's gonna stay there forever.
And number 11, I was gonna say surprised me, but not really. It's Anthem at number 11, and that just feels like it just came out, right?
It came out February.
Yeah, it was right before the Division,
yeah.
I think, within weeks, I think. Maybe a month, but anyways,
Maybe
that's really low on the
I think.
list. I say that's kind of good. I mean, this is without playing it, I've just heard a lot of news about it and that people weren't very happy. A lot of the people that wanted to love the game were kind of disappointed and moved on to other stuff. So I'm like, at least it didn't sell. Maybe this isn't the right outlook because obviously developers deserve their games to sell really well. They worked hard on it. But if I saw it at like number 1 or something, I'd be like, it's EA, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's EA.
They'd be I can't remember who developed it though. For the life of me, I can't. BioWare, yeah.
Yeah, it's BioWare.
If it was like number 1, the way the industry I think works, I mean, grain of salt, you never really know, I guess, but they would assume, hey, look, it's a success. Everybody loves everything about it because it's number 1. Don't change a thing. Don't make future games different. That's the way I see it. So I'm kind of glad it's in the middle. For that way, because you want games to be awesome. I want them to prosper. I want games that, it's like when Fallout 76. I don't want to compare that to Anthem, but when that came out, if that was like gangbusters, just sold like crazy and stuff, I would hate that.
Yeah.
I think you get what I'm saying, but anyways.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, also, take this as well. Anthem being at 11, it has also been on sale rather frequently
I
now.
forgot it went sale pretty quick, didn't it?
Yeah,
it reminds you of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, because I think that did the same thing.
Yes, it did.
A few weeks later, and it was like down $10.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So like that's why as well why it could be up this high.
Right.
Because people are just picking up. Well, it's this cheap, so I might as well try it.
Right.
Or something like that.
I'm going to just include this in this news thing just so we can kind of get it out of the way because I want to mention it because it's kind of the newest thing. Is the 2 Switch models that are coming maybe this year.
Yeah.
and we can just do a brief thing because there isn't much news on it. But I did write a quote, and it was a Bloomberg article, which I always hear referenced on stuff. But so I finally went to Bloomberg, and you can only read so many articles without subscribing. So it was like you only have 8 left. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. But yeah, so 2 people. This is the quote. According to 2 people familiar with the matter who requested anonymity. Anonymity. How do you say that? Anonymity. Like being anonymous, anonymity.
Yeah.
To discuss private plans, the new device. They're mostly talking about the small or the cheaper Switch model. The new device will likely be launched by the end of June, according to one of those people. So yeah, 2 people that wanted to be anonymous discussed with Bloomberg that there's a new Switch coming by the end of June. I mean, take that obviously as you will. But then at the end of the article, they also mentioned that there's a modest upgrade coming later this year as well. So and that's been rumored for like a month or 2, but just rumors. I don't like. It's like whatever. I'm not gonna read just random rumors. But this seems kind of substantial. So
yeah,
I wanted to bring it up. What do you think about that? I mean, I'm not gonna buy another Switch, but I don't know. But
I will probably buy another Switch.
Now, okay, are you gonna buy the handheld only one, the cheaper one, or are you gonna buy the?
No, I'm just gonna get like the Switch Plus,
the giant one.
whatever the bigger one.
It's a giant tab.
Like that's normally what I do. I had a DS, I had a DS Lite.
DSi.
I never had a DSi.
Because that's what I had.
Skipped that generation.
Gotcha.
I had a 3DS original. I had a 3DS XL. I had a new 3DS XL. I don't know. I buy the better versions. That's just the way that I am. I like having the new technology.
Right.
I mean, I have a PS4 and a PS4 Pro, and they just both live in my place.
Right.
And they don't argue. So
there you go.
Why can't I have 2 Switches?
Yeah, sure. You wouldn't trade in your old one?
If anything, I'd give it away to someone who like I know would.
Because you probably get like $50 off or $100 off or something, maybe.
Probably, but I don't know. I feel weird selling consoles.
Right.
So I'd rather give those away.
If I didn't have to at the time, I would I traded in my PS3 to get my PS4. But again, I always have this thing that they're gonna die on me because everything dies on me. Like this is the longest the console's ever lasted me is my PS4. And I bought it at the end of 2014, like December. It was a New Year's sale. Trade in, get 150 off or something. So, and my PS3 was the slim one, but it was my third. Well, long story short, my original PS3 was the big beefy 80 gigabytes backwards compatible $600 plus one. I bought that PS3 in so it'd be 06, something like that. Again, a year after launch, which is usually what I do. I wait till there's a bunch of games and then buy it. So I bought that thing, and then it lasted like 2 years or something, and then it just died. Got the yellow light. Sent it to Sony. $200 later, they sent it back to me, and it was fixed. Lasted 1 year, almost exactly, and then the same thing happened. But at that point, the whole Kevin Butler ad thing, $299 PlayStation 3s, slim, was already happening. So I went and bought that. But I had to trade in a bunch of games just to get some extra cash to do it. And then I had that PS3 for a long time, but man, that thing got hot. It did shut down a few times. It had some problems. But so I ended up, I'm like, I'm going to trade this thing in while it's working, while it's worth something.
Yeah.
And it was, like I said, $150 off for a PS4, and I had some extra few $100. It only cost me a couple $100 to get a PS4 or whatever. But I had to trade in my PS3, which I want to say I regret because I wish I had a PS3. But again, I don't think it would have lasted until now. So I'd love to buy a new PS3 or someone else's, like a used one or something, so I can get all that digital content back. But I also thought that a lot of that stuff would be on PS4. Because they started with they had Flower and Journey, and I didn't have to buy it twice. They were just like, here you go, new versions, because you already bought it, and that was early on, and things like that. So I kind of assumed stuff would keep carrying over, even if I had to buy it again. But no, that didn't really happen. Hell, we didn't even get like Metal Gear Solid 4. I'm sure there's a million other things. Obviously, like Dead Space, and there's so many things that just never came out again. Mass Effect
collection.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a ton, but
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, okay. Well, if we're going digital, like Fat Princess, Scott Pilgrim. See, I'm thinking PSP stuff. Not PSP stuff.
That awful Turtles in Time remake.
Yeah, I had that.
I had it too.
And now it's deleted forever.
Yep.
Like Scott Pilgrim or no?
Scott Pilgrim is gone forever because
It'll
of a
come back.
licensing issue. Same
It'll
thing
it'll
with
come back. I'm sure Scott Pilgrim will come back in some form, some way, and it'll be huge news. Yeah, they'll maybe change some things, take some music out or something. Though that soundtrack
yeah.
is amazing.
It's because it's the game had like the movie licensing or something
Yeah, yeah.
because it's
That'll expire. It'll come
Ubisoft
out.
and Universal.
Hell,
Yeah.
Earthbound came out on Wii U. There's hope, and on obviously Nintendo Classic.
Hmm.
And that was always a thing that would never come out. So
Hmm.
we'll have to have a whole rant on Earthbound and Mother 3 and stuff sometime. But when Mother 3 is announced, we'll do a special show for that.
Yeah, E3.
Yeah, maybe.
It's gonna happen.
Is there somewhere you want to go next for? There's the Square Enix stuff.
Uh,
Um,
Square Enix.
yeah, and then we can end with the PS5 stuff maybe
Yeah.
after that. But yeah,
Yeah. So Square Enix recently announced that their E3 press conference is happening June 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern, I believe. Like whenever the Sony PlayStation event normally is.
yeah.
So that means they must have something big enough to
That's
talk
what
about.
That's what I'm thinking. I think there's only one thing. I mean, in my tiny little world, I only think I hear Square Enix and I'm like Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest. That's all they do, right?
Or all,
And
or
it's
all
like,
of them.
yeah, but maybe not because like what I wrote there, I always forget about the Avengers thing because
Yeah,
isn't that an Eidos studio game
I believe so.
or something like that? I'm gonna Google it. You guys can see me Google it here. That would be
Eidos Montreal or something.
yeah, Square Enix. It's something I don't think of Square Enix.
Crystal
Square.
Dynamics, maybe.
Yeah, okay, that's probably what it is. That sounds right.
Might be Crystal.
Um,
But yeah, so that's happening. Yeah, there are a few things that they would have to talk about. Is one, Avengers game, because the hype of Endgame,
yep.
that comes out tomorrow in theaters. It came out yesterday in like pre-release and like big red carpet things.
Yeah. I've only heard good stuff, but not good stuff necessarily to me. It sounds a little overwhelming and crazy, and it's really
Yeah,
long. So I'm
I
like, I'll
haven't
wait.
looked up
I'll watch it.
anything about it
Oh,
yet.
okay.
So
I just know it's big and crazy. So,
yeah, that's
but
that's
satisfying.
all I pretty much heard. So yeah, just living off of the hype of that.
They say the time.
Mute that. Still there, right?
It's not going to rely.
Yeah.
It's going to be its own thing,
Yeah.
similar to like the Ultimate Alliance games or something like that. But
right.
good.
Oh, I forgot about Ultimate Alliance coming too this summer.
That's true.
Yep. Crystal Dynamics. I got the trailer playing, so I'll just leave it going. But yeah.
Cool. But yeah, so June 10th.
Maybe that's what I was gonna say about the Avengers thing. Maybe that's their big thing they're gonna end with, and everybody's gonna love it. And then I'm like, where's the RPGs? Because it's like I know that's not all they're about. Is there going to be a Just Cause Battle Royale, and then everybody's going to freak out, and then it's going to be here's the Avengers game, everybody's going to freak out, and I'm like, no, it's where's my stuff?
Yeah, I don't know.
FF7 remake
didn't do too well, so
yeah.
I don't know if we'll see more of that.
But
they were Deus Ex, right?
Yeah, true. That's kind of
they could always bring Deus Ex back.
Yeah, that's kind of a dead franchise, I think, at this point.
It is, unfortunately, but
yeah,
they could always do something. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII remake. It hasn't
Deus Ex Go.
Deus Ex Go. Yeah.
yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Go.
Oh no. Yeah, we've completely changed development, and don't even. That's funny though.
That's the remake. It's a demake.
Yeah. Oh, God.
But yeah, so we should hopefully see something about that.
Yeah.
Because it's been forever, and they announced quite a while ago. Was it like earlier this year or late last year, where they were talking about how, hey, we haven't even started development on this yet. We're hiring people to work on this team again.
Oh,
because
wow. Yeah.
They gave it to CyberConnect 2, I believe, and then
took it from them.
CyberConnect 2 was like, hey, this is too big. Yeah. We want to go back to making .hack, please.
I think they gave it to them because originally they were like episodic. And then they're like, okay, we can do that. we can do one full episode. And then they're like, okay, everybody hates it. We can't do that. So you guys got to make the full game. And they're like, nope, we're out.
Well, because Final Fantasy VII is too big.
Yeah. Yeah. Which
It's
is,
too big.
yeah, we've never talked about that because when that happened, I didn't even know who you were. But man, that was, when I heard that, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest gripe with not just Final Fantasy. Like, oh, I got too much to say about that, but no positive stuff somewhere. I'm trying not to go too much into it, but that's my biggest gripe with most games today, or Japanese games, I should say, because Western games are nailing it. Witcher 3 and things like that are massive, and they have more than enough content than you could ever see,
Yeah.
But with Japanese RPGs, they were getting massive. Like when you think of Super Nintendo, like they started to become really big with Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy 3 and all that.
Yeah.
And then obviously Final Fantasy 7, 3 discs, and all the content in there. It felt finished, even though it's a unpolished game or whatever, because it just had to come out. There was so much stuff in there. And same with 8 and 9, and 10 kind of shrunk it a little bit, but it still had a ton to do. It still ended up being the same amount of hours you're putting into it, but it's just more cinematic and everything, and so on.
Yeah.
12 obviously was massive, but and then suddenly 13 came out, and it just felt so tiny.
Yeah.
Maybe you're putting the same amount of hours and stuff into it, because what was always the thing they said? It was like it takes 30 hours and you kind of finish the tutorial, and now you can kind of start the game.
Yeah. Essentially.
It was something like that, where you start unlocking all the stuff or whatever. But now I don't have hate for 13. I just kind of hate's a strong word, but I kind of don't like what it stands for, where it's like that's the game that came out, and it kind of reminded me that's like, oh, what happened to Square? Like you go from 12 to 13, and I'm not even a huge 12 fan, but again, looking back, or I say this a lot, looking back, I'm like, I kind of appreciate 12 a lot more than I did at the time, because that was kind of the last RPG as far as, well, 13 had a decent battle system, but man, just there's no exploration at all until you get to
Yeah.
much later in the game. But even then, I'm already checked out, and I just want to kind of power through. But
The main issue with Final Fantasy 13 in general is that it's a good game. It just suffered from being called Final Fantasy
yeah,
13.
exactly.
If it was called anything else, we wouldn't have
Final Fantasy
that expectation
subtitle.
of Final Fantasy.
Yeah, because we used to have, and I know everybody hates it, but we used to have like Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, and things like that, and obviously Crisis Core and all these other side projects and things. Okay, if Crisis Core, now forget that it's obviously Final Fantasy 7 connected, but as far as gameplay and the way it works with the mission structure and all that, if that was a main entry Final Fantasy, that would be a massive disappointment. It's just you just pick a mission on a list and then go to this area, kill some
Yeah.
guys, and then you go out, buy some items, and do it again. With some basic story with one character you play as. That's not a good Final Fantasy, but it's a fantastic game. I love
Yeah.
Crisis Core. I wish you could play it right now on my Switch or something. Just freaking bring it out again. So
Maybe they'll remake that.
oh, don't even. See, I'm not into
Or
E3 stuff
add
that
it
much.
into the Final Fantasy 7 remake.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That you can like go to the arcade
Yeah.
in the gold saucer and freaking play Crisis Core, and it'll
Yeah.
also have Dissidia Duodecim. But anyways, so that'd be amazing. But yeah, so like Crisis Core, fantastic game, but would have been a bad mainline Final Fantasy, obviously. So 13 felt like that to me, where it's a great RPG. I don't like the auto battle stuff where you just auto pick whatever, and it's all active time, so you kind of have to. And it's just a lot of weird things that I didn't like about it. That's
Yeah.
my main gripe with 12 as well at the time, was like you just set up auto battle and then walk into a fight and you all fight. But now with the new version of 12, with like job classes and all this stuff, it can get really in depth, and I appreciate that version much more. But anyways, what we're kind of skirting around is there going to be an FF16 announcement?
There has to be.
Does there? Don't tell me that.
There has to be.
See, I'm not into the E3 thing. I actually get really stressed out watching press conferences. I would much rather watch my Twitter feed and see people react to stuff, and then I can see the news and then click the trailers I want.
I make it a thing. Like
good. So you're the trailer, or you're the live. Then you do that.
Yeah, for the past few years, like I would schedule like work off on certain days for E3, and then just sit at home with people and watch it, and then discuss it.
Yeah, like I used to do that all the time, like PS3 kind of era. But I don't know what it is. I just get anxiety. It just bothers me, especially with like look what happened to Borderlands recently.
Yeah.
Where things just didn't work. I don't want to see that happen live at all. I'm not impatient. I can wait. It's happening live on Twitter anyway. People just the moment they say something or they see something, it's like, holy
Yeah.
crap! Final
Are
Fantasy
you just scared
16's
of those
released.
giant enemy crabs?
Yes, maybe that's when it started. No,
Massive damage.
yeah. See, and awkward stuff too, and all that. I don't want to see it. I don't like
But
live. It's weird that I watch.
yeah,
Yeah,
but it hasn't been awkward.
it's
Okay,
Square Enix
Square
though. I
Enix
know. I'm not doing it.
is.
I know, and that's why I'm not
I'm
doing
just
it.
saying, like other places, like Nintendo is pretty good.
Yeah, I have been watching the directs since I got my Switch, and that those have
Um,
been fantastic.
Xbox is always great.
But they don't feel live. See, that's the thing. Those directs and that they're like a video.
Oh yeah,
It's already pre-made. It's no live on stage or nothing.
yeah.
I'm just always afraid of things not working right. Where it kind of started was Wii Music,
Mm-hmm.
and then also I think it's the same conference when Miyamoto was trying to play Skyward Sword or something, and it didn't work. He was waving the Wiimotes and it just wouldn't work, and he kept telling people to
That would
turn.
have to be the same conference, yeah, because Wii Music
Yeah.
used
Okay.
everything.
Yeah,
I
and he
think
tried to do it and it wouldn't
the
work, and he was
Motion
yelling at
Plus.
people to turn off their phones. And I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
Yeah.
So that was kind of where it started, because I'll never forget that. I don't know if that'd be like 2008 or something like that. I'm just guessing, but
Yeah, I mean, I liked that though. Like seeing Nintendo, seeing that Skyward Sword didn't work, that showed that it wasn't pre-recorded.
yeah, yeah.
It gave me hopes of that. The, what we saw was actually in game compared to
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true.
360 and Sony at the time, where a lot of the stuff that we saw, it was like, wow, and people on stage playing like
Killzone
Gran
2 looks
Turismo or
amazing.
something. Yeah, and they're just like playing it with their controller, but they're not actually playing what's on the screen. It's
Right.
just pre-recorded
Yeah.
nonsense.
Yeah, I told there's definitely two sides to it, but again, I don't have to deal with any of that if I can just get it live on Twitter, and read articles. And I love reading articles and things, and I'll watch the reaction videos later.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, it's not going to affect me at all. I can always watch it later. It's just I just don't like just the live stuff freaks me out. I don't know, more than it used to. Well, it doesn't really freak me out. It's just enough to be like, I can watch it in an hour, or I'll follow Twitter, like, and I can also watch something else or play a game or something while I'm watching Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been it lasts like 3 years I've been doing that. I've missed E3 in that way. Like I haven't been watching them all live, but I don't know. But the Square Enix one, I might wanna I'll have it on my computer to see how it goes, because there might be an FF16 or might be some retro thing that I care about, or they might show off Final Fantasy 7 for 15 minutes, play it or something, and that might get me excited. So I don't want to miss
Another
that stuff.
thing that I forgot to mention, because this is why I want to do Kingdom Hearts first. Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, definitely.
Really?
They've been talking about it for a while. Nomura said
I didn't know that.
there are specific characters who just show up randomly at the end fight.
Like who?
And
Well, you don't want to say. Yeah, okay.
yeah, I guess it doesn't.
I mean, I saw it. I just want to know, because I saw, like, we talked about Steph earlier. She streamed the whole game, so I got to see it. But I'm trying to remember who that would have been, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, just don't. Yeah, you never
people
know.
from older games that you thought wouldn't be there.
Gotcha.
And they're just like, how'd this person show up? And Nomura
Oh,
basically said, if you want to know more,
okay.
there's going to be a DLC that will show like
I had no
how this
idea.
character showed up at this time, how they exist, and
So they got plenty to talk about.
yeah, which is cool because you can give more of a story to it. Kingdom Hearts 3 already feels huge to me personally.
Yeah,
I know
I
people
thought it was
don't like it
great.
because they feel
Yeah.
people think it feels so forced and rushed, but that Dream Theory makes it so much better.
Okay.
But
Don't know if I know about
that. What?
I don't know if I know about the Dream Theory thing.
There's the fan theory about how Kingdom Hearts 3 is all in a sleeping realm.
Oh,
Mario like
2
Dream
style.
Drop Distance.
Like Mario 2 style?
No, not necessarily.
Oh, it exists. It's just in a realm.
It exists.
Okay,
it's just in a different universe. Like there's the regular realm and then there's the sleeping realm.
Gotcha.
And there's a lot of different theories, and like evidence for this theory from like the mobile game, for example. In the mobile game, to not go too off on a tangent, I'll just wrap this up really quick.
Yep.
In the mobile game, the first version, you are in factions and you fight in the big Keyblade War. And in the remake of it, which was the Union Cross, you think it's just all a dream. But
Okay.
the actuality is that one of the characters moved you from that universe into a different universe. So like it's just parallel world lines and
Gotcha.
things like that. So people think that it's a world line because there are random things like Riku has short hair and he only has short hair when
Oh.
he's in Dream Drop, when he drops the sleeping realm.
Okay.
And no one says anything about Riku's hair. Whereas when Kairi gets her haircut, Axel immediately said, "Whoa, you got a haircut! It looks good on you."
Oh,
Just like
interesting.
random things like that. It's just
I hate to
interesting.
say it,
But it
but
seems very
it
Nomura.
it is a Japanese game though, and they do some weird things sometimes.
Yeah, and it makes it way better.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
that's why I was
I
wanting
hope
to replay
it's
it.
yeah. I hope it is something like that, and you'll see it in the DLC. Um, that would be cool.
Yeah, but yeah, Kingdom Hearts. Hoping to see some DLC. Hoping to see, I don't know, some Kingdom Hearts for Switch. Give it
Oh,
to me.
true.
Give
You,
me
a
give
new
me
a new
the
Kingdom
story so
Hearts,
far on Switch.
like a new Kingdom Hearts, like one of like they used to do on DS and stuff,
Oh,
3DS.
not even that. I just want the 1
Oh
1.5,
yeah.
2.5,
Oh, I forgot that
2.8,
those aren't on
everything
there.
before 3.
Yeah, that seems like that would probably be just a small announcement too. Like they can just throw it
Yeah.
in there, like oh yeah, and then
Okay.
it's also
Well,
coming
they're
Switch.
not on Xbox. Only Kingdom Hearts 3 is on Xbox.
Oh, oh yeah. Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, so that makes sense. To
And
yeah,
then
to
Sora for
do. Hey,
Smash.
it's coming out to yeah. That see, that's I didn't even mention that. That sounds very likely. Do you think are we gonna get another character announcement before E3?
I feel like we will.
Yeah. So then Sora could be like the third announcement. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Okay. I don't know what the next announcement guy will be. Is it the Dragon Quest one that's rumored or something?
Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But Sora, that almost sounds too big. Um,
It does, but it's so. I mean, Persona 5 is huge right now. Like, it
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. But yeah, that's true. It feels huge. Maybe it's just because all my friends play Kingdom Hearts, so Sora is
Mhm.
like too crazy, almost like Goku or something,
Yeah.
Where Joker doesn't make sense, but it is not it's from one game, like just one
Yeah.
single new game, not a
Hmm.
franchise that's been around for however long, 15 years, I guess, Kingdom Hearts. I don't know.
18 years.
Oh God, yeah, it's 20 years by the time,
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, let's move on to one more thing, which is a big thing because I don't we don't need to go into all the details, but the PS5 stuff
Oh, right.
to finish off or whatever. We don't have to go into everything. I wrote a million notes about it. I just mostly want to know your thoughts because we never really talked about it. Um, Not that they said too much, but there are some key things in here. Let me see here. They mentioned the price, like not they mentioned like it's going to be at an appealing price for gamers, considering that it's going to be very advanced.
Hmm.
I don't know what that means. I don't think that means anything. Um,
I think that means like not
but
$600.
even if it is 600, they could just be like, but it's an 800. It's worth $800. It's still cheaper. Like I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Is what I'm trying to say. I mean,
It's worth 8,000 because it can do 8K.
yeah, right. That's yeah. Um, well, yeah, that's true. I think support for 8K just means like, for instance, my old PS4 sitting here, OG PS4 can do 4K. Not really, but it supports it.
Hmm.
Like there are options like for instance in Everybody's Golf for HDR and things like that. I can play it on a 4K TV.
Hmm.
For all I know, that's all that means is like if you buy an 8K TV, you can play your PS5 on it because I think all they said was support. That's the quote I got. It has support for 8K. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That we're so far away from that. I don't. I'm still not even 4K ready yet. So that's my next thing. But working on it because if I want to get a PS5, I'm gonna want a 4K TV. So I might as well get one now because PS4 supports it. So at least I'll get
Yeah.
some.
Just
And
like
my
a PS4 Pro and a 4K TV, like fairly close to each other.
right. Yeah.
So,
There you go. I don't think I'm ever gonna get a Pro. That's another reason why I'm. Well, not another reason, but it's a reason why I'm I guess hesitant on PS5 just because
hmm.
I always am at the beginning of a generation. Like I said earlier, I wait a year or so. I got to see what the library's like. I got to see what the reception's like, and how the system runs and everything because I have such bad luck with that. And this one's so noisy, regular PS4. So I
Hmm.
always wait a year. Um, um, but yeah. Anyways, I just want to see how things go. But what else is on here? Not coming 2019. Good. Whatever. Get out of
Yeah,
2019.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
If it was coming 2019, then Sony would still be at E3.
Yeah. Good point. Do you think they're ever going to E3 though? Again?
Yeah, I bet they'll be back next year.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay. Because I know Microsoft's not going, and this year, I guess for the same reason, right?
EA wasn't going. I think Microsoft is still there, aren't they?
I don't think so. I remember on actually Kind of Funny Games Daily, or maybe it was Gamecast. They did
Okay.
mention that they said that Microsoft would be there, and then I think it was in after the show or whatever at the end there. They I'm pretty sure it mentioned they aren't taking their booth or they aren't taking their extra spot. They're something. It doesn't matter. You can always write in the comments and stuff if that's not the case. But
Okay.
but you're right. Maybe they do have some kind of conference now. I just thought it was like a video or something. But anyways.
Yeah, I think they were only doing conference. I don't think they were doing like as big as a booth.
Oh, maybe that's what it was then. They're not gonna take over Sony's space like on the show floor or anything like that. Okay.
Yeah, I think they're just staying in their own lane.
Okay, so they are doing a live on stage thing then. Probably.
I believe so.
Okay,
yeah,
you're probably right. Okay, the two things though, the 3D audio thing. I want to know your thoughts on that because that seemed to be a big thing in the article. Mark Cerny, the lead architect for PS5, talking about one of their big features for PS5 is going to be 3D audio that works with both regular speakers on TV as well as headphone surround sound.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I forget what it was, probably a podcast that I listened to that explained the 3D audio, and where it'll be like sounds all around you, and that even if you have a regular TV, it's just something that it's more hardware in the system that does that. I'm like, I've never heard of that. I still assume you'd need some fancy speaker system on your TV to do it, but I don't know.
Probably.
Maybe not. But is this just going to be one of those things? And I hate to say it, but that's like HD Rumble. It's going to change everything, and it's like it's cool. It doesn't. Nobody cares. Like if it didn't have it, it wouldn't matter.
I think it depends on the game. So like,
yeah.
3D audio would work really well for something like
horror games, maybe.
Night or something like that. Where oh man, there's a person on my left I can hear. So then.
Oh, for like Fortnite, yeah.
Yeah, or I don't know, something like The Last of Us 2.
Yeah, like horror style games for sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other stuff, but like I don't.
Affect other things.
It sounds amazing. I'm all about that stuff, especially in VR. That could be cool.
Yeah.
You wouldn't necessarily need headphones.
That's
maybe?
true. It could primarily be used for VR.
Yeah, voices around you, looking
the VR
around.
Headset works with PS5.
Yep.
They confirmed that.
Yeah, that's the next thing I want to talk about is the backwards compatibility. Because I have some interesting things that I haven't heard anybody talk about that I want to know your thoughts on, and then we can wrap this up or whatever. But if it's backwards compatible to PS4, I don't think anybody's thinking, does that mean it's the same controller or very similar? It would have to be, right?
It would have to be the same controller.
Or is it
both.
completely different controller, but yeah, you just hook up your PS4 controller? Because obviously if it's backwards compatible with PS4 games, you probably have a PS4. I guess not necessarily, though. Because you could be buying PS4 games and you're just coming from Xbox or PC, and all you have is a PS5. You don't want to buy another controller. So I assume it's going to have a touchpad and the light bar for VR, and it's kind of almost disappointing to know what the next controller is going to be like, if that's the case. Maybe it's a screen on the controller, but that sounds expensive. But like an actual screen, touch screen, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, it would have to be either the same controller or a little bit different.
Yeah, I guess that's all they've done, right? It's just a little bit different every generation.
Each time.
Yeah. Maybe that'll be the case. I don't know.
Although the jump from PS3 to PS4 was massive on the controller, I feel.
Right.
Because the analog sticks, they finally changed. They changed the triggers to feel good.
Yeah, the controller sits down a little better.
Yeah.
A little bit. I still accidentally fast forward things and whatever when I set my controller down, but not as much as on PS3. PS3 was really bad, if I remember right. I actually really like the touchpad. Not enough stuff to use it though. But I loved it for like Witcher 3. You can like it doesn't even tell you in the game, but I just learned about it on Reddit like as I was playing the game at launch. People just started discovering things. You like swipe up for inventory, swipe down for skills, and so you don't have to go to your menu and cycle through. You just swipe in different directions, and it works so good. I use that really all the time. Yeah. So I'm all about that. I wish every game did that. I wish that was like default. Swipe up for inventory or whatever, different menus.
Yeah, or like you can assign like different quadrants to different things.
Yeah, just to do it yourself. Why not? Actually, that should be a feature. I never thought of that. That should be a feature on the PS4 console. Obviously, developers have to use it, but it should be like swipe up and it goes to this menu. Swipe down, but you get to choose what you want. Swipe left for
Yeah.
this, swipe right for that. So like map is this way, inventory, skills, whatever, quests. Like No Man's Sky would be perfect for that.
Yeah.
Because we got all the different tabs you got to cycle through. It'd be great just to swipe. And then the last thing is, do you know anything about ray tracing? Because Mark Cerny talked about we're gonna have ray tracing. It's gonna be awesome. It's like a new graphics thing.
It's graphics, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I read a ton about it today, so I get to talk about it. Not that I didn't retain all of it, but I do know it was mostly a PC article talking about graphics cards that I read. Actually, I think do I have that up on my browser? I don't think so. No. Oh, I do. It was an IGN article. What is ray tracing and should you care? It's basically to do with lighting. I don't know if you can see this image, but where it reflects the fire on the car, like
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard about this.
because okay, I do remember a lot of this article now that I'm looking at it. The main thing that I took from it is okay, how many games have you played where there's a mirror and the mirror always looks funny? Do you know what I mean? If it
Yeah.
reflects something, or like No Man's Sky, or scopes in guns, or windows in games, it's not literally reflecting behind you because sometimes it's a sky and trees, and but you turn around, there's a building. It's
Uh-huh.
so ray tracing gets rid of all of that. So video games are all about, and this whole article. I highly suggest going and reading this to everybody listening on YouTube. Cheatar, this is actually really cool, or skimming it anyway.
Mm.
Because what really got interesting is when it got to saying, and I didn't know about this, all games basically cheat. Obviously, we're talking about the reflections. There's no lighting, there's no shadows, not for real. It's just math, and it's showing you what it wants you to think is real, or in clothing, having clothing move or whatever. It's not actually doing anything. Like actually, it's animated. You know what I mean? Or it's like fake
Yeah.
shadows and whatever. So, anyways, ray tracing is literally processing the light and reflecting the light and making shadows and all this like in real time.
Oh,
Which is,
wow.
and this article explains, I guess Disney did a big thing. This is how they do Pixar movies and why it takes so long to render, like hours, to render a video.
Hmm.
So that's how far we are from that. Is that Pixar and them are still doing that? It takes
Hmm.
forever to render a video, like with shadows and all this real stuff going on. Let alone playing a video game in real time. So that's why it's exciting and kind of scary that they even mentioned it for PS5 because it's like, how much is this going to be? So, anyways, it's basically real light bouncing off things and bouncing back to the camera just like our eyeballs do with real light.
Okay.
So it's
That
like
sounds really cool.
it's pretty crazy. Yeah, I'm showing a little GIF now on the thing. That's the Disney one, where it shows the how complicated the second one is, and it has to calculate rocks and trees and grass and everything with all the
Mm.
different where the shadows will actually bounce and whatever, which is amazing. But at the same time, and this is just me, or I'm in a minority, I think, where I just love old games. I don't care about what has shadows and what doesn't. That does not video games to me.
Mm.
Like that's not. I don't care about that stuff. I honestly would rather buy it, maybe not from PlayStation because I don't. I want it to do well, and I know most people care about amazing graphics, and I can definitely appreciate amazing graphics. Playing Red Dead 2, kind of recently, that was ridiculous, um, but I don't think I need to spend an extra several $100s on a console that say, hey, we do ray tracing. That's the new thing. Like, I don't know if that's. I don't know about you, but
Yeah, it is super cool, and it's just future proofing for later
that's true.
games and technology.
Because even 5 years from right now, the console will still be fairly new.
Yeah, I'm sure that I kind of agree with you where I don't super care about this type of
Yeah.
graphics and all that. The people making the games probably care a lot about it,
Yeah.
where they're just like, oh, how can we make this look more realistic? How can we make this look better? They're just very into their art. So to see them have a way to make it look as realistic as they can, that's really cool.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. I I'm hoping, yeah, that the price tag isn't going to be
Yeah.
increased because of something like
And
this.
you're right before. I don't see. I would never bet on it being $600. It's probably gonna be five.
Yeah, like
Even
450 or
yeah.
5.
So in Canada, it'll be six. Damn it. So I'll. But if it is, so maybe not. Maybe. Oh, how are they gonna get it to four? There's no way. Like five even Canadian. That's crazy. I don't know if they would ever do that. Like, how much are the Pro? Is the Pro right now, or the
um,
Xbox X or whatever even?
X is 400 right now.
Oh,
It's on
okay.
sale.
Oh, okay. Oh, but that's a sale. Like MSRP or whatever. How much is the?
MSRP is probably $4.99 or $5.99.
So it's already 5 or 6 for a console right now.
Yeah.
So we're talking a year
Hmm.
from now, maybe a year and a half, new console, or let's say a year from now, an announcement of it's worth this much, and it's so close to the price of a console. Even I know Xbox X and Pro and all that are newer, but still, you'd think it'd be way farther. I don't know, man. I guess they could announce price drops too for that stuff, but
Yeah, because the Pro I bought was $3.99,
okay.
but I don't even think that was a sale. I think it just came with Red Dead.
Oh, gotcha. That's pretty good
So
then, but I know the Pro isn't as expensive, I don't think, as the Xbox X or whatever, but
yeah,
for good
I'm
reason.
looking it up right now. Mm-mm-mm.
But yeah, anyway, with the whole ray tracing thing though, I guess I'm excited about it, but does it really only benefit games like, well, I guess it benefits all of Sony's first party games because they're all open world action games, story driven, single player,
Yeah.
crazy graphics. So I guess that's cool
Okay, so they're normally $4.99.
for a pro.
Or no, for Xbox One
Oh,
X.
okay. So $500 American. And if we're talking that's how much the next console is going to be, that doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
Anyways,
either.
yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I think that's about it. Um, oh, yeah, we said that backwards compatible with PS4. Solid state drive is cool. I don't know much about that. I heard somebody say recently. I'll just say this quick. I heard somebody say recently that it could be a solid state drive that's in the system that you can't upgrade nothing. Let's say it's 500 gigs, which isn't much, but it's enough for a few games. And you can move games from your main hard drive, which let's say it's a terabyte or two,
Mhm.
probably two, whatever. You can move a game to your active solid state drive, to be faster and
Mhm.
whatever, and you can switch games back and forth. Now, of course, it'll take a little bit to move content, but I think that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
And then it'd be cheaper because then you're not gonna have a 2 terabyte, hundreds of dollars solid state drive. You'd have an active game section on your bar, on your play bar or whatever,
Yeah.
and you could have 3 games in there, like big games, and that would benefit from loading.
Mhm.
Let alone last gen games, which aren't always massive anyway. I mean, besides like Red Dead, and I don't know how big Spider-Man 2 is, but there's a lot of current gen games like I think like Dying Light, or I don't know, there's a lot of them that are like 30, 40, 50 gigs at most.
Yeah.
Um,
They're all games are huge nowadays.
yeah, but it would probably maybe copy quick, especially if it's a solid state. Maybe it would quick as in maybe 10 minutes or something.
Yeah.
And that's not much when you think if it's a 500 drive, and if it's 500 and maybe the operating system isn't on it or something, so it's literally 500, not like 420 or something. Maybe
Mhm.
I don't know. You could jump a couple games into there, or a few games to be your active game, and then it would load real fast. But you can still play stuff from your regular hard drive, and um, I don't know. I think that's a cool idea.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but that stuff I care about. Like, tell me
Mhm.
cool features that are going to make gaming easier and faster, and what's the streaming stuff going to be like? Because the PS4 streaming is pretty cool. It just works.
Yeah.
How are they going to make that better? I don't know.
Streamlabs built in.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, actually, to be serious, they have that. What's that program you can download? Video editing software on PS4.
Yeah.
I
I
forget.
forget what's called.
Yeah, me too. I've never really dabbled with it, but maybe they could have a simple streaming thing, or software to edit where things are on the screen, and have some options.
Yeah,
That would be really cool.
that would be.
But anyways, let's wrap this up. I don't know how to end this, but we can just say we can find each other. We're gonna go every Wednesday. That's the one thing I want to say.
Yep.
Right? Every Wednesday sounds good to you. Whenever works for you, we can do it in the
Yeah.
afternoons or the
We can
nights or something.
definitely do it.
And since my hockey team's done, I have nothing else going on at night now. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. Anyways, for me, the best place to follow me is definitely Twitter, at Zemus101. It should be on the screen. So,
Yeah, it's there.
Zemus 101. And what about you?
Um, best place you can follow me. You can follow me anywhere, but please follow me only on Twitter. Um,
Yeah,
at
it's always the easiest
at
place.
Cheatar02,
Yeah,
Cheatar0202.
there you go.
Um, yeah, I post. I mostly retweet. I occasionally tweet things. I've been trying to tweet more recently. I tweet
I've
when I go
noticed.
live on
Yeah,
Twitch,
yeah, I always
but
notice your or notice your tweets.
Pretty much it.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, we don't have a name for the show yet, but I think we could go with just Zemus, the Zemus Cheatar podcast, and then have the
Yeah.
gaming news for the date of, and people will know what it is about. So.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. I'll have to make a logo for it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, let's end the stream and then we can chat on Discord for a minute. But
All right.
yeah, I noticed people in chat. We had some people show up, or Caveman show up in the Twitch chat.
Ooh,
I don't know if he's still there,
fancy.
but I wanted to
Who knows?
give a shout out. But anyways, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Although I have to figure out the video stuff in the future a little better. But hey, it's episode 0.
Yeah.
We'll continue iterating on it.
Yeah, and you said that this is going to show up on your YouTube channel as well, correct?
Yep. I wish it was easier to get to my YouTube, but I can put because it's not like it's youtube.com/Zemus101. Someday maybe, but you don't get that from day one. So
yeah.
But anyways, here, let me bring it up on the stream. I don't know if can't really find it, but whatever. Honestly, you could probably type in Zemus Cheatar podcast, especially if if they're watching this on Twitch. It's easy to find.
Oh, you popped up. Yep, Zemus 101.
Oh, on YouTube? Oh, you just searched Zemus 101. Or did you try /Zemus?
I just went to YouTube.com/Zemus101.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Well, whenever I go to my video page, it always shows as a weird numbers and letters. And I had a friend recently who was trying to hit so many followers so that she can get her name on YouTube. But maybe since I've had a YouTube account for like a decade plus, I probably got that in early and they just left it. So that's probably the case. But yeah, I put all my Twitch stuff on YouTube, or I try to, just to kind of archive it. But these podcasts, I'll put them on a special playlist and kind of curate them and write a description. I got to do better with the time codes and figure that stuff out, but that's fine. Anywho, let's end this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening to us talk about ramble. Yeah, we're just ramble about video games for I don't know how long this has been going. For an hour, probably.
Hour and a half.
Oh dang.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to end with I wanted to hit that PS5 thing, and then we had some good stuff at the hour mark. I just let it go, and I was like, it's fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, it's been fun. Hope you guys can join us next time.
Yes. Come back next week.
For the Twitch people, if you want to see this next week, you can hit the heart up there. Follow Rob.
Yes.
Zemus there, and
that would be rad.
Free. You can help him get that follower.
I want an emote. I want an emote.
He wants an emote.
I need a few more followers, so.
And you can follow me too if you want at Cheatar02 as well.
Do it up.
Yeah, give me those emotes too.
Be a good person. I know you can.
Do it.
Yeah, and follow.
Do it, caveman. I know you don't follow me.
Awesome. All right. Anyways, take care and have a good rest of the week.
Yep. Bye.